is enough said.
Happy New Year's Eve, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Feeling a little under the weather, but don't matter. Tomorrow's New Year, got the day off from work, gonna enjoy some family time tonight. But before we do that, let's rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. The final Miami Heat Talk video for 2024. Before we move forward, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody. 2024 was definitely a productive year here at Miami Heat Talk. We went from 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 subscribers in this year alone. So I really want to thank you guys for the immense success that this channel has had, but we're not stopping. This ball is going to keep rolling to 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10,000 subscribers, and we trying to push after that. So if you ain't subscribed, click that little red button, click that notification bell, and off we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. I love saying that. Now, guys, there's nothing new to report. Things are pretty quiet right now after the Miami Heat defeated the Houston Rockets a couple days ago with that big fight between Tyler Hero and Amen Thompson. Again, shout out to Terry Rozier, Nikola Jovic, Haywood Highsmith. They real ones for sticking alongside Tyler Hero for that one. But something interesting was that Jimmy Butler also got involved. Jimmy Butler was not with the team. As we know, he's been out with illness. He also rolled his ankle the last game that he was playing. And I'll be honest with you guys, I mean, the whole illness thing, I believe that. There's been some disgusting virus that's been going around here in South Florida the last couple weeks. My daughter's had it. My wife had it. I'm feeling it right now. And I know a lot of people in the comments were telling me the same thing. There's a little nasty bug going around. Usually happens this time of the year. So I definitely believe that Jimmy Butler was injured. I definitely believe that he was taking time for reconditioning and rolling his ankle. However, come on. You know, a big reason why Jimmy Butler hasn't played the last few days is because of the drama that's been going around with the Miami Heat. Pat Riley made a statement saying that the Miami Heat aren't going to trade Jimmy Butler. And after that statement, things have kind of dwindled down, which I'm sure the Heat knew was going to happen. All this drama was going on. That Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat were in reports every day on ESPN, something that's really not likely to happen a lot of times, but it was the case. A lot of people talking about Jimmy, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of medias are talking about Jimmy Butler, and Pat Riley's like, I need to shut this noise. We ain't trading Jimmy Butler. And ever since then, the noise has kind of dwindled. I'm sure Pat told Jimmy, look, just take a few games off. We'll try to shut this noise off. I mean, is that the case? I don't know. I wasn't in the room, but you never know. But the fact of the matter is we can't control the past. We can only control the present and the future as far as our mindset goes. So I'm just happy that it was reported yesterday by Anthony Chang that Jimmy Butler has been ramping up his court work in the last few days in preparation for his return tomorrow's game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, it hasn't been officially reported that Jimmy Butler will play. However, the last report was that Jimmy Butler will miss the next 2 games, which were the games against Atlanta and Houston. So I'm assuming, and per reports by Anthony Chang, Jimmy Butler will make his return tomorrow against the New Orleans Pelicans. And Jimmy Butler couldn't be coming back at a better time. 30 games have gone by. And in these 30 games, we've learned one thing about this Miami Heat roster. We're effing mediocre, mid, whatever words you want to put. Basketball purgatory. I won't really put us there, but this has been a very mediocre season. The Miami Heat right now have a 16-14 record. We're 7th in the Eastern Conference, a play-in team. You're tied with Milwaukee for the 6th seed. Atlanta is only a half a game above with an 18-15 record. That loss against Atlanta, like I said yesterday, bites you in the ass. And this is the same thing the Heat have been doing the last few years. In the 2023 season, you lose to Brooklyn towards the end of the season. Lose the 6th seed. Last year, same thing with Indiana. In April, you lose a game that basically puts you as a play-in team. This season, we're right there as a play-in team in this weak Eastern Conference. And I've said this before, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, acts like a duck, it's an effing duck. If you've been a playing team the last 2 years, and in your third season you are literally hanging around as a play-in team, well then guess what? You're a play-in team. Now I know a lot of people may say, well, you know, Heat are a play-in team because of the 30 games the Miami Heat has played. Jimmy Butler's missed 10 of them, has missed 9 of them. And, you know, for those that'll say that, you're right. But in those 9 games that Jimmy Butler hasn't played, what's the Miami Heat's record? 5-4. Mid. When we're with Jimmy, we're mid. When we're without Jimmy, we're mid. Now that's the regular season. Remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and for those people that are going to stop this video for the comment I just said, go into the comments and say, Jimmy, oh, you're saying Jimmy Butler's trash. Listen to what I'm about to say. Jimmy Butler is, in my opinion, and from what I've seen in the past, the very best playoff performer that the NBA has to offer. What I saw Jimmy do in the 2020, 2022, 2023 NBA playoffs convinced me that ain't nobody got the dog in him like Jimmy Butler has in the playoffs. The regular season is something completely different. I know Jimmy Butler is in a point of his career where he saves himself for the playoffs, and I can respect that because of the animal that Jimmy Butler is in the playoffs. But in order to make the playoffs, you gotta give the regular season some seriousness. You got to. Seeding is important. There's one goal for this year, and it sucks because it's such a mid goal, but it is a goal. Get the hell out of the play-in. Just do not play that extra game you don't have to play. When you're a top 6 seed, you get a week off before the playoff starts because you have to let the play-in tournament proceed, and then they give a little bit of time before the playoff starts. So you usually get about 5 to 8 days off. That could really help this Miami Heat team, who has a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler and a 36-year-old Kevin Love that normally plays in this active rotation. So I think it's only beneficial for the Miami Heat to get out of the play-in. And in order to get out of the play-in, they got to take the regular season a little bit more serious. Now, you got a bunch of winnable games coming up. You got the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow. You have the Indiana Pacers on Thursday. You got the Utah Jazz on Saturday, the Kings on Monday, and the Golden State Warriors next Tuesday. These are 5 winnable games. But if history's taught us anything about this team, these next 5 games, the Heat will probably go 2-3 or 3-2. So what we need is a motivated Jimmy Butler. What we need is a Jimmy Butler who's going to come back and he's going to say, I'm going to take all this noise and throw it in the back burner. Now, I did mention this before. This trade talk, this drama, all this crap that's been happening can be a positive for the Miami Heat. It's just how they look at this mentally. You can take all this trade noise, you can take all this drama and let it get to you and let it fester and turn this into a trash season. Jimmy Butler may be traded. That's an option, even though I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to be moved by the deadline. I think if the Miami Heat do any moves with Jimmy Butler, it'll be in the offseason, whether they let him walk or whether it's a sign-and trade. That's what I think is going to happen. This is the Miami Heat team you're going to see for this year. Why? Because what we've done in the past, the fact that Jimmy Butler is on a player option, Terry Rozier has 2 more years left in his contract, and Duncan Robinson's contract is not fully guaranteed next year. So what that tells me is Pat Riley is giving this Miami Heat team one more shot. One more try. Let's see what we can do with a fully healthy roster in the playoffs, if we do get healthy. Now, if you ask me, I've been a big proponent on this before the regular season, during the offseason, even last year. I think on paper, fully healthy, with a motivated Jimmy Butler, knowing that it's a contract year in the playoffs, I think this Miami Heat team can compete with anyone. Honestly. Cleveland, Boston, Orlando, New York are the 4 top teams in the Eastern Conference. I think in a 7-game series, the Heat can compete with any of them. I really do. Now, you have 2 sides. Positive side. Let's say the Heat do compete. Let's say the Heat make it all the way to the NBA Finals. Let's say that happens. Well, then now you have a decision to make. Do you keep going with this roster? That's a difficult decision. But let's say this Miami Heat team kind of show you where they're at. Mid, all year long. You go into the playoffs. Maybe you shock the world, win the first series. But then you end up losing the second series, second round. Well, and the writing's on the wall. You know what this team is. You know what you have to do. You know what you need to do. You need to rebuild around Bam and Tyler. Not rebuild, retool. Because the Miami Heat will have flexibility financially after this season. So, I think no matter what happens, you guys, Miami Heat's in the driver's seat. Best case scenario, we make a far run in this year's playoffs and everybody's happy. Worst case scenario, we lose early. But then now, we have something to look forward to. The future of this Miami Heat team. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. With the return of Jimmy Butler, do you think that this is going to ignite a spark that will lead the Miami Heat to a better regular season? Or do you feel we're just going to be stuck in mediocre no matter what? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. We are pushing to 6,000 subscribers. This will most likely be the final video of 2024. If anything else pops up or happens, you guys, I'll give you another video. Might do another video later just to close out the year. Not sure yet. But I want to thank you guys so much again. 2024 was a very productive year for this channel. I have big plans and big hopes for 2025. I want to grow this channel exponentially. I want to do a lot of great things with this channel, and I definitely need your guys' help to do that. Don't also forget, you guys, I have my family channel. I haven't really promoted it on this channel, been busy with other stuff, but we do have the family channel, the Valdez Vaya channel. I'll go ahead and share the link in the description. So if you guys can go ahead and give that a quick subscribe, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you all again for an amazing 2024. We bump in 2025 huge. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said. Let's go Heat. Beat the shirt.